Today we are doing some fall crafts. I am participating in the Welcome Autumn playlist. I want to thank these talented ladies for hosting this, and I will link their channels in the description box as well as the playlist link. It will be a whole playlist of fall inspiration, so you'll definitely want to check that out. Let's get into these DIYs. This first DIY is a companion craft to a craft I did in my last video. They are standing silhouettes, and you guys were requesting a male companion to go with the lady from last week. So to watch the matching silhouette, it's in my last video. I made this printable and it will be in the description box. The artist is August Edward. I'm probably saying that wrong, but he specialized in silhouette portraits and he passed in 1861. This man silhouette I actually pieced together from a couple of his paintings. I just cut this out and traced it twice onto chipboard, about the thickness of a cereal box. But you could use any material you like cardboard that will stand up on its own. I glued the two pieces together. One might have been strong enough, but I wanted it to be good and sturdy. The hat, in order for both the man and the woman to be about the same height, I had to do the hat separately, and that turned out good, unexpectedly, better than if I would have included the hat in his silhouette. And so if you want to do the hat, cut it out and do the same thing, do two of them, but leave the bottom, the bottom inside of the hat open and don't glue it. Just glue the the brim of the hat on the edges and leave the center unglued so that you can slip that onto his head. And I just used Mod Podge to glue that onto his head. If I would have included the silhouette, then he would have been a lot shorter than her. In order to fit it on an 8.5 by 11 letter-sized piece of paper. For the lady in last week's video, I used spray adhesive, and this week I started out using Mod Podge, but it actually seemed like I regretted using the spray adhesive because I thought it didn't do a great job. I had to do a few layers, but I ended up having to do a few layers this way as well. So I guess there's just no, if anybody has any tips, maybe you could include that in the comment section. But I just, did a few layers of the cinnamon with adhesive. And then at the end, I put a top coat on top of it to seal that in, and it darkens up that cinnamon and makes it look better. I have this oval sign from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to fill in the holes there with wood filler. I cut off some of his shoes there to make him stand up, straighter, because you're not going to see them anyway. They're going to be inside of the stand. I will always have these decorated, so it doesn't matter too much how it looks down at their feet, because I'll always have some sort of decoration around there. And each season I will customize, what they're holding and what's on her platter, and then what's around their feet to each season. I really wanted him to be holding a bucket of apples for the fall, and I might make that another time. But I didn't have a bucket that size. I would have literally had to it would have made the craft a lot longer. I would have had to make the bucket and make the apples, and it wouldn't have been difficult, but it was just a lot quicker to wrap up this little wreath for him to hold. This is just a quick reminder that if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you like this style of crafts. Let's get back to the DIYs. For this one, you'll need a quart paint can or a quart food can. Just showing you here, either one would work. This had some minwax stain in it, and I just cleaned it out with some Dawn dish soap and gave it a coat of metallic champagne bronze from Rustoleum. I will have this as a printable in the description box, and you'll want to print it on a legal size piece of paper, or you can do like I did and use one side of a legal size file folder from the Dollar Tree. I like that it's a cream color. I saw this antique can from some Squirrel peanut butter, which is apparently a Canadian brand of peanut butter. I don't know if they still make it, but where I found this image from was from a really old can, and so I just took that imagery and made this printable. I did want to age it up just a little bit, so I took some antique wax from Waverly and just you can age it if you want, or if you like it to look more new, you can leave it and not age it. I am showing you some supplies here, and I didn't use most of them. I only used the fur fabric and the peanuts, but I was just showing that instead of fur, you could use a bath mat from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to make, it sounds ridiculous now that I'm saying it out loud. It didn't seem ridiculous in my mind or while I was doing it though, but I'm making peanut squirrels made out of peanuts. Yeah. And I just thought it'd be really cute. It's Squirrel Peanut Butter is the brand, and I thought it would be cute to make some squirrel picks to go into the floral arrangement that's going to go in the peanut butter can. So I'm using the fur here, cut out a rectangle, folded it in half and glued it to itself, trimmed it up, just trying to think of what squirrels look like. I'm going to glue that together at the top where that looks bad, where it's kind of open there. And I thought about using a tiny nail for the nose and making whiskers and all that, but I decided just to draw faces on them, and so I just used a Sharpie marker to draw on their faces. And I also made them some little acorns to hold, and I made those out of oven baked clay, but you could use any clay that you have. I just rolled a little, oblong shape out of the clay, and then made a little circle and squished it, and then, put that on top for the cap. And you could do googly eyes, you could, just use your imagination if you, are weird enough like me to make this. I just thought they were really cute. But, and I'm just going to use some of the shell to make the arms. And with the label, I just wrapped it around and then hot glued it to itself. And so it's not glued to the can, it's just closed up and, just glued the paper there with some hot glue. I did make some little sticks to come out of the top of the acorns, and just used, a little skewer stick there and just hot glued those on there. I used truffle for the caps of the acorns, and then I used a lighter brown for the bottom. I'm not sure what color that is, but just any, any two different color shades of brown would work. You could even do lighter on the top. I've seen it both ways. I found it was easiest to just glue the acorn to the body first, and then to glue the arms, on after, making it look like they are holding the acorns. At first, I tried using felt to make the arms, and they looked super weird. So I just decided to use the shell, and they were actually pretty sturdy, the shell arms there, and they matched the body, which makes sense. I probably should have went there first. I also made feet from the shell. I just thought they looked a little odd without feet, but optional. And then I hot glued them onto skewer sticks from the Dollar Tree. I painted the skewer sticks with some truffle paint from Waverly, and I also made sure to get that large amount of hot glue at the top that was holding the squirrel on there. This one's pretty quick. You just need one of these pumpkins from the Dollar Tree, $1.25, and we're just going to take off the wrapping and take out the light. Just going to use this wire frame here. You could spray paint it. I thought that the metal actually looked pretty good by itself. And I have a candle cup. You can get them at, craft stores. They're pretty common, just type wooden candle cup on Amazon, and I found some on there, but I'm pretty sure I got this one from a thrift store. I took some more chipboard and cut out 2 circles, a little bit smaller than a canning lid, and I glued them together again just to make, them sturdy, to make it sturdy. And then I used hot glue to, fix that to the inside bottom to make a little stand there. You could paint the cardboard if you wanted to, but I figured since I was completely covering it, there was no need. But I am going to glue with hot glue here the candle cup, and I'm going to hot glue all around the candle cup with some small pine cones that, I just found out in the wild. For the top layer, I took some and cut them in half so that I could just use the tops of them. You could use acorns, you could use, just make a bed of leaves inside of there. I think that would look very good. And then you could arrange them, however you like, however you think they look best. Now, they do sell candles that are short, taper candles that are short on Amazon. I believe they're 4-inch. I think that there are quite a few different types and sizes of candles that would work in here, depending on your candle is, what type of candle holder you would want to use in there. And if you wanted to put decorations on the top, I think it would look good if something, there was something on the top there, but then obviously you would have to use a battery-powered candle. You could also, use a tea light candle, but I chose to go this route, and I really love the way that it turned out. It's very simple, but looks very nice. Don't forget to check out the Welcome Autumn playlist. That link is in the description box. A big thank you to Dawn from Shabby Meets Bling, Annie from Crafting with Indiana Jones, and Monica from Up All Night DIY for letting me participate in this fun collaboration. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.